Today, I will show you the 10 craziest legendary creatures that exist in real life. I'm talking about creatures so strange that you almost can't believe they're real. So let's start. Number 10. Yeti/Bigfoot. Yeti and Bigfoot are large, hairy hominids that are said to live in remote areas around the world. There have been many reports of sightings, but no definitive proof of their existence has ever been found. Some experts believe that reports of Yeti and Bigfoot are based on misidentifications of real animals, such as bears, large primates, or even other humans. For example, a bear standing on its hind legs can look quite human-like, and a large primate covered in mud or snow could be mistaken for a Yeti. However, there are some reports of Yeti and Bigfoot that are difficult to explain. For example, some witnesses have claimed to see creatures that were much larger than any known animal and that had features that were unlike any known primate. Additionally, some people have reported hearing loud, strange calls that they believe came from Yeti or Bigfoot. So, are Yeti and Bigfoot real? There is no definitive answer. However, the evidence suggests that there is something out there that is causing people to report sightings of these creatures. Number 9. Basilisk. The basilisk is a mythical creature that has been around for centuries. It is said to have the body of a serpent and the head of a rooster. The basilisk is also said to have a deadly gaze that can kill anyone who looks at it directly. There are many different stories about the basilisk, but they all agree that it is a very dangerous creature. In some stories, the basilisk is said to be able to breathe fire or poison. In other stories, it is said to be able to turn people to stone with its gaze. No one knows for sure if the basilisk is real or not, but there are many people who believe that it is. There have been many reported sightings of the basilisk over the years, but none of them have been confirmed. One possible explanation for the basilisk is that it is a misidentified venomous snake. There are many different types of venomous snakes in the world, and some of them have very deadly venom. It is possible that some people have mistaken venomous snakes for basilisks. Another possible explanation for the basilisk is that it is a creature of the imagination. There are many different stories and legends about mythical creatures, and the basilisk is just one of them. It is possible that the basilisk was created by people who wanted to explain the mysterious deaths of people who were bitten by venomous snakes. Number 8. Chimera. The word chimera comes from Greek mythology, where it was used to describe a fire-breathing monster with the head of a lion, the body of a goat, and the tail of a serpent. Chimeras are often depicted as being part animal and part human, or as having mismatched body parts. In recent years, scientists have discovered that chimeras actually exist in the real world. A genetic chimera is an organism that has cells from 2 or more different genetic lineages. This can happen in a number of ways, but the most common is when 2 embryos fuse together early in development. Genetic chimerism is often undetected, but it can sometimes cause medical problems. For example, a chimera who receives a blood transfusion from a person with a different blood type may experience a transfusion reaction. Chimerism can also cause problems during pregnancy, as the chimera's body may reject the fetus. Genetic chimerism is thought to be responsible for some cases of vanishing twin syndrome, a condition in which one of 2 twins disappears in the womb. In some cases, the cells of the disappearing twin are absorbed by the surviving twin, making them a chimera. Number 7. Griffin. The griffin is a mythical creature with the body of a lion and the head of an eagle. It is often depicted as a fierce and powerful guardian of treasure. The griffin myth can be traced back to ancient Greece and Persia and has been featured in many different cultures and mythologies throughout history. Interestingly, there is a dinosaur that scientists believe may have inspired the griffin myth, Protoceratops. Protoceratops was a small, 4-legged dinosaur that lived in what is now Mongolia and China about 75 million years ago. It had a beak-like mouth, a frill around its neck, and a relatively large body. Some scientists believe that the Scythians, a nomadic people who lived in Central Asia around 2,500 years ago, may have discovered Protoceratops fossils and mistook them for the bones of griffins. The Scythians were known for their skilled gold mining, and Protoceratops fossils are often found in the same areas where there are gold deposits. This could explain why griffins are often depicted as guardians of treasure in mythology. The Scythians may have believed that griffins were the spirits of their ancestors and that they were protecting the gold deposits for their descendants. Number 6. Phoenix. The resplendent quetzal is a vibrantly colored bird found in Central America. Its plumage is a deep emerald green with a brilliant red breast and long, flowing tail feathers. The quetzal has long been revered by the indigenous peoples of Central America, who see it as a sacred bird. It is also a national symbol of Guatemala. The quetzal is a shy bird and lives in the high cloud forests of Central America. It is an important pollinator of many plants in the cloud forest ecosystem. The quetzal's diet consists of insects, fruits, and berries. The quetzal is a monogamous bird and mates for life. The male quetzal builds a nest in a tree hole and incubates the eggs. The female quetzal helps to raise the chicks. The quetzal is a threatened species due to habitat loss and poaching. However, conservation efforts are underway to protect the quetzal and its habitat. The quetzal may have inspired the idea of a phoenix, a mythical bird that is said to rise from its own ashes. The phoenix is a symbol of rebirth and renewal. The quetzal's vibrant plumage and its ability to live in the high cloud forests, which are often shrouded in mist, may have contributed to the legend of the phoenix. Number 5. Cyclops. Cyclopes are one-eyed giants that appear in many myths and legends around the world. They are often depicted as being savage and dangerous, and they are sometimes said to be the children of gods. But could cyclopes have been real? Some people believe that fossils of prehistoric animals, such as the Deinotherium, could have led to tales of one-eyed giants. The Deinotherium was a large, single-toothed relative of modern elephants that lived in Eurasia and Africa during the Pliocene and Pleistocene epochs. It had a large nasal opening in the center of its skull, which could have been mistaken for a single eye socket. Another possible explanation for the Cyclops myth is a rare birth defect called cyclopia. Cyclopia is a type of holoprosencephaly, a condition in which the forebrain of a fetus does not properly develop into two hemispheres. This can result in a single line being formed in the center of the forehead. However, cyclopia is a very rare condition, and it is not compatible with life. Babies born with cyclopia typically die shortly after birth. Number 4. Kraken. The kraken is a legendary sea monster of enormous size, said to appear in the sea between Norway and Iceland. It is often depicted as a giant squid or octopus, and is said to be able to attack and destroy ships. While the kraken is certainly a mythical creature, there is some evidence to suggest that it may have been inspired by a real giant squid. Giant squid are the largest invertebrates on Earth, and can grow to be over 60 feet long. They live in deep ocean waters, and are rarely seen by humans. There have been a number of reports of giant squid throughout history, and some of these reports may have given rise to the legend of the kraken. For example, in 1535, a Norwegian bishop wrote about a giant sea creature that he saw off the coast of Norway. He described the creature as being as large as an island, and said that it had long tentacles that wrapped around ships and dragged them underwater. Number 3. Mermaids. In the heart of Peru lies a perplexing enigma that has baffled minds for centuries, the Nazca Lines. These colossal figures etched into the arid desert floor are visible only from above, showcasing intricate designs of animals, plants, and geometric shapes. Their sheer size and scale are mind-boggling, with some figures stretching over several kilometers. The purpose of these enigmatic lines remains shrouded in mystery. Some believe they were created as offerings to the gods, while others suggest they served as astronomical observatories or pilgrimage routes. However, the most intriguing theory is that they were meant to be seen by beings from the sky. The Nazca people, who inhabited the region between 200 BC and 700 AD, possessed an incredible understanding of astronomy. They aligned many of the lines with celestial bodies, suggesting a deep connection between their beliefs and the cosmos. The construction of the Nazca Lines is no less awe-inspiring than their designs. The Nazca people meticulously removed the dark pebbles covering the desert floor, exposing the lighter-colored soil beneath. This created stark contrasts that are visible from great heights. Despite their age, the Nazca Lines have remained remarkably well preserved. The arid climate and lack of vegetation have helped to protect them from erosion. However, they are still under threat from human activity, such as off-road driving and tourism. Number 2. Unicorns. Unicorns are one of the most popular mythical creatures in the world. They are often depicted as white horses with a single horn on their forehead. But did you know that the myth of the unicorn may have originated from rhinoceros sightings? Rhinoceroses are large, herbivorous mammals that are native to Africa and Asia. They are known for their thick hides and their single horn on their forehead. The horn is made of keratin, the same material that makes up human hair and nails. Rhinoceros horns are used for defense and for attracting mates. In the past, people did not know much about rhinoceroses. They lived far away in exotic lands, and only a few people had ever seen one. When people did see a rhinoceros, they were often amazed by its size and its unusual horn. It is likely that some people mistook rhinoceroses for unicorns. The myth of the unicorn can be traced back to ancient times. There are stories about unicorns in Greek mythology, Indian mythology, and Chinese mythology. The Bible also mentions unicorns, but it is not clear what animal the Bible is actually referring to. Number 1. Dragons. Dragons are mythical creatures that appear in many cultures around the world. They are often depicted as large, powerful reptiles with wings and the ability to breathe fire. While there is no scientific evidence to support the existence of dragons, there are some real-world animals that may have inspired the legends. One such animal is the Komodo dragon. Komodo dragons are the largest living lizards, and they can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh over 300 pounds. They are also venomous, and their saliva contains bacteria that can cause a serious infection. Komodo dragons are native to Indonesia, and they were first discovered by Europeans in the early 1900s. When the first Europeans saw Komodo dragons, they were amazed by their size and power. They also noticed that Komodo dragons had a forked tongue, which is a common feature of dragons in mythology. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our channel to be informed about new videos.